gamer.
What's good, sports gamers? With the NBA 2K18 season winding down, we start to look towards next year and think about the important stuff, like will my guy stop dribbling off players' legs? Will I be able to skip cutscenes? And the most important, who will be on the cover, as it always highlights one of the top players in the NBA at the moment. And we're here to discuss our top 10 candidates to grace the cover of NBA 2K19. So alright, let's get to it. Coming in at number 10 is Nikola Jokic. Not a sexy pick, that's for certain, and I'm sure not a lot of people have seen him play other than the games against their own team. But why not Jokic? It would be great exposure from one of the better big men in the league. A guy who averages 18, 10, and 6 assists shouldn't be as underrated as I believe he is. At number 9 is Russell Westbrook. Now, he was on NBA Live that one year, but we're just gonna forget that ever happened. Wrapping up his second straight season of averaging a triple-double, it'll be great to see him finally grace the cover for his effort, and I think he'll make a nice cover anyways. At number 8 is Anthony Davis. Now, he was on the cover a few years back, but he shared it with Steph and Harden, so that doesn't count. Davis has been a top 5 player or so for the last 4 or 5 years and should be in the running, although he won't win it for MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, leading the team many counted out when Cousins went down. This season, Davis is only putting up 28 and 11 with 2.5 blocks per game. About time he deserves his own cover. At 7 is Victor Oladipo. Victor Oladipo went the Jimmy Butler route of going from a nice starter to, wait a minute, he's good now. The former number 2 pick, after spending 3 useless years in Orlando and being a part of the Russell Westbrook and friends core last year, was sent to the Pacers as sort of an afterthought. Certainly somebody that didn't get fans super hyped for in that Paul George trade. But that trade ended up letting him show what he's about, averaging 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists while leading the league in steals per game. What a better way to highlight his improvement in a certain Most Improved Player award season. He isn't a sexy pick, but Depot gets busy. At number 6 is Donovan Mitchell. Now, this will be a first, having a player fresh off his rookie season on the cover, but that's part of why I like it. Not a lot of rookies in recent years has played as well and made as big an impact on his team as Donovan Mitchell has for the Jazz. It's also a great story. He completely replaced Gordon Hayward's production. Everybody seems to like him. Humble guy in a small market. He's also one of the best young scorers in the league. I can see this happening. At number 5 is KarlAnthony Towns. One of the founding members of the Unicorn squad that features Porzingis, Embiid, and Jokic. It says something that Towns is the best of the 4 offensively by far. When Butler went down, Towns stepped up the best he could while their other number 1 pick played like Gerald Green. But that's neither here nor there. Towns was already a top 5 center by year 2, and despite sharing the rock with Jimmy Butler and Wiggins, still put up huge numbers on crazy efficiency this year, leading the Wolves back to the playoffs for the first time in forever. At 4 is Ben Simmons. The second rookie on the list, forget putting up one of the better first-year seasons in a long time. 15, 8, and 8 will be a dominant season for any player not already in the Hall of Fame or on track to be, while being the second best player on the team. Many thought wouldn't even make the playoffs before the season. Simmons has long since destroyed the comparisons of him being a jumbo Rondo or light-skinned Lamar Odom, and has instead shown glimpses of what anti-process people feared, a baby Magic Johnson or LeBron James without a jumper. And they were both on the cover before, so it only makes sense Simmons gets his time to shine pretty soon. At number 3 is Damian Lillard. Now, Dame had sort of a breakout year, and I know you're going, dude's been getting buckets forever. He hit that game winner to eliminate Houston a few years back. He's already arrived. But this year seems different in a way. He may even get a first-team All-NBA nod this year, depending on how people feel about Steph Curry missing so many games. He was on the cover of Live before, but I'm sure a lot of people don't even remember that at this point. At number 2 is Joel Embiid. What better way to celebrate the process working, actually not being the laughingstock of the league anymore, than the process himself, Joel Embiid getting on the cover. Went from being who's that tall skinny dude on Kansas to the 3rd pick in the draft to the best player on the 3rd best record in the East. Let's do it. At number 1 on our top 10 potential cover athletes is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis rose into the top 10, 15 player discussion last year, and this year, he only improved his numbers to 27 points, 10 boards, and 5 assists, while getting all the boards and steals for the Bucks. This is a team that was starting Jason Terry just last week, guys. Kyrie Irving got the cover over Giannis' only other legit cover chance last year. But the do-everything point, shooting guard, center, he can play all the positions for the Bucks. His time to shine is now. So it makes sense why the Greek Freak sits the top sports gamers online top 10 potential cover athletes for NBA 2K19. Sorry, sports gamers, do you agree with the list? And if not, what player do you think will grace the cover of NBA 2K19? Leave it in the comments down below. And stay tuned here at Sports Gamers Online for more NBA 2K content. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And once you're with us, hit that bell icon at the bottom so you don't miss anything we put out. I'm Chris. Thank you all for watching, and be good, y'all.